Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Game Hub. I'm your host, Gamer K, and I've got my Joker and Harley shirt that says "Up to No Good." Got my Arkham Knight Batman poster, Catwoman cover, magazine cover artwork, and my Joker in the Asylum art spray paint artwork. So, let's talk about anime this episode. Yeah, nah, that's not a good joke. Not for a while since I've talked about the Arkham series. And in lieu of them releasing the next game, unfortunately it's for VR, but it is an Arkham Origins sequel. Nonetheless, I just wish that we got an actual one for console. So, for the people who've been waiting for years since Arkham Origins came out. You know what? I'll do that video. I'll do my idea for that video later in this year. Maybe I'll do it for Villain Month, because it does technically count. But other than doing videos of ideas for missed opportunities that were done in the main game, from ranking every single mission, side mission in the series, I'm a glutton for punishment. I should be locked up in the asylum just because I'm this crazy. But not since 5 years ago, near the start of the Game Hub, did I tackle the Season of Infamy DLC, which I voiced big opinions. I loved it. Wish a couple more was added to it, but that video was great. I loved talking about stuff I love to do. And since I just finished the Assassin's Creed Legacy of the Hidden Blade, I was hoping for a DLC list where I don't want to drink Joker toxin and go nuts. But no, for some reason, the Arkham Knight game got so much good stuff, and then they had to bring all the bad stuff to make it seem Henceforth, we got the Arkham episodes of DLC. You know what? I'm very lucky I don't drink, because there are some things in these videos that would drive others to drink. These are episodes that were downloadable I'm still losing my mind over this. Not until I decided to replay every single game, and then I got the Return to Arkham games for my PlayStation 4, did I decide to finally show out some $2 each for the DLC stories. And I've heard that they were bad, but I'm an idiot who needs to see it for myself, and boy, I wish I didn't. These are 6 episodes apiece, and I'm using the word episodes very loosely, because unlike Telltale, where the episodes are full length, these are very quick things that are done for each character that happen. 2 of them happen before the events of Arkham Knight, and 4 that happens after the ending of Arkham Knight. Whereas, the Season of Infamy gave us more missions, 4 missions for 4 villains during the story. You really needed these. Well, you know what? Let's just see how bad they actually are. I'll be going over each one, giving them my own ranking. But overall, all 6 combined, take a total of 4 hours and 17 minutes to do. Yeah. Let's get the first one out of the way right off the bat, because as much as I love the clown princess of crime, did we really need this? Set forth before the events of before Arkham Knight initially begins. Part of Scarecrow's plan involves Poison Ivy, who was in the Bloodhaven Police Department. So Harley is sent to return her. So yeah, we get to play as Harley Quinn, and I love it, but at the same time I hate it. These DLC sections are so, with the exception of Matter of Family, are so short that they feel like something I wouldn't even pay. Okay, you know what? Ring it back a little bit, Kay. Ring it a little bit. It's not like they cost so much money to play. And this one was actually free. That came with the game, so I can't notch it so much. So, basically, we're in the Bloodhaven Police Department. We have 3 gadgets, I believe, we get to use. Let me just go to my quick handy notes in my iPad now. Let me just get this out. So basically, we're infiltrating Bloodhaven Police. We gotta take out the police officers, find Ivy, and get her out. Arkham, Harley. But again, it is without a doubt. I mean, again, it's the only one that you get for free, so how can I knock it so badly? I mean, we get to play as Harley Quinn. So, at least that's something. At least it's okay, this game came out in like 2015, yeah? This had Harley Quinn better than fucking Suicide Squad KTJL. Kill the Justice League. And that is, oh boy. Oh, one of the cool things that we get to do is a view of Night of the Cowl vision. For some reason, we go psycho mode where everything turns red. We see creepy writing on the wall. Harley is kind of talking to herself a little bit, which Okay, so we got the Jack-in-a-Box bomb, which will lure the cops to the position, and we can detonate it. We've got Harley Quinn's bat. We've got let's see here. We got a snare trap, which bind or stop charging enemies when you throw them. Oh, we also have laughing gas that stops enemies. Now, here's the big thing. As much as, and also Harley's strangely Catwoman-like acrobatic by going onto the edges of the walls, and yeah, they needed something, but overall, it's meh. I mean, it's okay, but I mean, it's broken down into 2 stealth sections and 3 combat sections, which, yeah, getting to fight with Harley, that's pretty fun. And then at the end, we get a sort of boss fight with Nightwing. Why? And it's not even a full boss fight. Half the time, the cops kind of help out. So it's, and then as we build up a meter, Harley Quinn goes psycho crazy mode and goes faster or something. I really can't remember. It's been so long. Actually, it was like 2 years ago. Yeah, it was like 2 years ago. So it's short. It's doesn't really add anything because it's so quick. It's only 24 minutes. So, I mean, yeah, okay, yeah. Overall, this one was the free one. It's short. Playing with Harley actually feels a little fun. So, I'm giving the Harley Quinn DLC a 6 out of 10. It's not terrible. It's not fantastic. So, it gets by. It avoids with kind of being the same way as the other ones on this list. At least this one was free. So, I can't knock a free product that bad. The next one, on the other hand, is absolutely god-awful. And I am talking about a flip of the coin, which, this is the weird thing. 4 of them have names, and 2 of them are just the Harley Quinn DLC episode pack, or the Red Hood DLC episode pack. But the other 4 have titles? I don't get it. So, yeah, flip of the coin. So, if for those of you who aren't half-minded, you would obviously know this is all about Two-Face, somewhat. A while after the end of Arkham Knight, we get to play as Robin. And right because his honeymoon with Barbara got canceled because they were needed back in Gotham. Because now that the Bat's gone, the criminals are all over, Two-Face is making a play, and we get to go to his industrial garbage disposal area, which is also half across from a courtroom, from a law office. Okay, we get the exact same, we get very minuscule gadgets with Robin, which sucks. We got the Birdarang, or whatever it's called. We have his Riot Shield staff. We have his staff. It feels like they took away so much for each character. That way it wasn't overly long and complicated. And seriously, aside from the one, there is nothing else to do in these DLCs except the episode. That's it. There's no extra collectibles. There's no extra lore stuff. I mean, it would have been cool in each section. I mean, if we got to use a decoder and we got a little bit of information of the months that happened after Batman's death. Okay, yeah, Harley wouldn't be carrying around a hacking device, but still, we could have found stuff throughout the level, the episode, in order to give us a little bit more lore before and after. But no. This is as generic can be. So basically, Robin is complaining that his honeymoon got disrupted by Two-Face's goons, and his is the worst of them, with 3 combat sections. 3 combat sections, 1 stealth section, which blows. It really sucks. I don't know if I can say any more of that. And then we get to this one part at the end of the first half where the thug isn't threatened by Robin because he's not the Bat until he slams his head through the glass and he's over the smelting area where they get rid of all the garbage and threatens him if we don't know where Two-Face is. And then we go and do Two-Face, which is a shit boss fight. I don't know what they were thinking when they did all this. The effort that they put into these episodes could have been used way better use of time and effort. And I'll explain how later. But for now, Robin's DLC gets a 4 out of 10. It is the weakest one of the bunch because it is the weakest out of the bunch because it's got 3 combat sections, 1 stealth section, and it's barely even entertaining. The only reason it's Nope, it's just god-awful. We're moving on to the next one. Nightwing. You were so cool during game. You were so good. So, Nightwing goes to Cobblepot's old nest back in Bloodhaven, and after doing some stuff, there is this one cool Easter egg if you walk to the giant fish tank that's in the area, Tiny from Arkham City will come out. So that's something. We beat up goons, find out Penguin's planning a jailbreak of GCPD. We go do that. And then we do a huge fucking stealth section outside of GCPD, which wasn't in the main game for some reason, even though they added so many floors and levels. And luckily, Nightwing has the hacking mechanic, so we can screw around with the goons here. So they're trying to get Penguin out. He gets locked in the elevator. Although I do love the kind of bit where Nightwing kind of pretends to be one of Penguin's goons and says that Nightwing's here and we all got beaten up, and it kind of screws with Cobblepot a little bit. And then as he's starting to go up in the elevator again, the power gets shut off again, and we get to hear Penguin get all terrified. It's comedy gold. So then we got to do another beat 'em up section, and then at the end, Nightwing kind of turns the elevator on with the help of Lucius and pretends to be another Penguin goon, saying that, "Boss, we got Nightwing. We thought you'd like to see him." Penguin exits the elevator all cocky, and then he looks and goes, "Sawed off." I don't know why, but it's the small things in this DLC that make it better than Robin's. I mean, Nightwing continues to have his humor while screwing with Penguin a little bit in the small little bits. We have 3 combat sections and 1 stealth section. Yes, I nagged the Robin one for having the same thing, but at least with Nightwing, we get a little humor. We get a little joy. We get to actually have fun. So whereas Robin got a 4, his predecessor gets... I can't give it so much, but because it's the same thing, but because Nightwings give us... that little Easter egg with Tiny, which actually scared me with a jump scare, which I kind of like, and then gave us Nightwing's constant mockery of Penguin and the whole scenario, and the amazing build of the GCPD's area, I gotta give the GCPD lockdown a 5 out of 10. It's not great, But for what we have, it's something great. It's fun. It's funny for a little bit. And now we're getting down to the rogue of everyone. Red Hood. After the events, he finally dons the Red Hood persona. And this one is the most un-Batman thing we could ever get. Fuck the stealth sections and constantly thinking things out. What we do is actually kill the goons. You heard me right. The stealth sections, even though we gotta stay hidden a lot and take them out one by one, we have dual pistols. We get to let loose. Like after I played this episode, I replayed it just for the sake of letting loose some anger at some stuff in the Arkham series. I got to let loose with Red Hood. And this one is fully justified because, yeah, Red Hood is not giving a fuck about these villains. We're going after Black Mask and all of his illegal operations in one stealth section and 2 combat sections. So yeah, it is down from what the others were, but it's still great. We have his grenades that we can do. Again, dual pistols, and okay, the silent takedowns that we get to do with Red Hood are so fucked. I know I swore earlier, but I'm trying to limit how much I do. With snapping of the necks and pounding them with the gun and obviously shooting them. It is such a breath of fresh air because we have to do so many of these where we got to do the exact same thing as Batman with Harley for some reason, Nightwing, and Robin. So being able to do something completely different with Red Hood that increases the threat of the enemies charging it while coming at you. And then we get the slight boss fight with Black Mask, which isn't that fantastic. It's just a generic counter his movements and shoot him down. And just because we got the pistols doesn't mean we can just mash the shooting button and the boss fight's over. Luckily, they capped that, where Black Mask kind of can dodge the bullets and you have to counter a little bit. Plus, he's got goons coming at you. So I like how they balance that out. As overpowered as the guns can be, I love it. And then we get to see what happened with Black Mask. You showed up at the end of Arkham City as a small little thing, and you get your own Riddler trophy. You were supposed to be the main threat of Arkham Origins. And then that went to shit, and then you just became a side villain. But barely. And then you were supposed to be in Season of Infamy, and I'll get to that again, but that was scrapped. So now you get to get pushed out of a fucking window by Red Hood telling you to say hi to Joker for him. Red Hood, okay, again, a lot of people saw it coming in Arkham Knight. I didn't because, again, I don't know the entirety of Batman in comics. I only know him from TV shows and the movies. So it completely threw me off as Jason. But dude, you really came through with the DLC. You came through, Jason. And that is why your DLC is going to be, right now, the highest yet for these ones with a 7 out of 10. Yes, it is still shorter than the other ones, but we got to do something completely unique and actually still had to use strategy and strategery in order to go through the whole episode, which I do love. And now we get to talk about my favorite kitty, Selina Kyle, with Catwoman's Revenge. In an abandoned toy store, of course, Catwoman is going to exact her revenge on Riddler for giving her that stylish collar bomb during the game. So yeah, I love this. Catwoman finds the hideout in the toy store, and This one is by far the shortest of all of them, having one stealth section, one combat section. Hey, but it is longer. Wait, is it? Yeah, out of all of them? Okay, so I should kind of break this down. Red Hood's DLC is 23 minutes. GCPD Lockdown with Nightwing is 27 minutes. Harley Quinn's is 24 minutes. Robin's is 27 minutes. Catwoman's is 36 minutes, which is the second highest. And that is mostly because of her stealth section. It's got the widest area of all the DLCs. And because we get to climb up on the ceilings of the floors, it gives us that entire stealth section. And I mean, first we have to do that thing that we did in Arkham City where we have to swipe the key cards from certain characters, unlock it, and then we have to take them out before we can proceed. Which, again, I love playing as Catwoman, and it's not just to see Selena Kyle's ass in that leather cat suit. It's not. It's not that reason. Okay, maybe it's a little bit that reason. But overall, I'm kidding. Selena Kyle is, again, definitely one of my favorite characters in Batman overall. I don't see her as a villain. Again, I see her more as the anti-hero, which I love. Her stealth-based system in the game works with her whip, her caltrops, her bolas, and the ability that she can stealthily sneak behind the enemies. I mean, again, you got to use your vision to make sure there's no one around the corner while you're slowly taking them out. And then you got to make a quick getaway, which I do love how it's done. We can either jump onto the chain ceiling, or we can go to a chain ceiling below us by going over the edge and go. It makes for great traversal. And then at the end, we get to Riddler's factory where he has all those menacing robots from the game that we have to fight. And we have to fight them all quick because the more time we take to destroy them all, the panels on the floor will electrocute and it will go around. So we gotta fight smart. And then, I mean, what makes me love this one so much, and also before we gain access, we have to do a small puzzle, which isn't that difficult. And then during the whole episode, Riddler is in GCPD lockup talking on the phone with his lawyer, which isn't actual. And we just get to hear him kind of slyly go from threatening us to talking about his lawyer because Cash is going on his patrol around the box. And afterwards, we take all of Riddler's money and destroy his factory. Catwoman, you consistently do great things in these games. I just kind of wish you would appear in an Arkham Origins sequel where we finally get to see Selena without the cat suit. I mean in actual clothes or a dress. I didn't mean it that way. So yeah, with it being the second longest one, having the least amount of sections, but still not feeling like it's over the top and boring. Selena Catwoman, you get a 7 out of 10. You get a 7 out of 10. And now, the main event, guys. We have A Matter of Family, set forth years before the entirety of the Arkham series, other than Origins, began. We get to play as Batwoman or Batgirl, whichever. Barbara Gordon, and I love how she has all the tech stuff back. We have a majority of the small bits of the gadgets, where Commissioner Gordon has been taken by the Joker and Harley and brought to this abandoned seaside carnival amusement park, which has been abandoned for years. And it's kind of open world. I mean, there are some mini games that you can do throughout this entire episode. And also, one thing I love yeah, I actually love this, is that there is a hidden story throughout this amusement park. As you complete each mini game, you'll get a recording of the creator of the park his daughter was sick, and it was her dream. He wanted her to see the amusement park, and all of her like drawings and ideas were put into it. And throughout, I mean, I know I'm crashing off from the main story, but this is a great side story for this. It's shown that the creator of the park met a Mr. Jack White who loved his daughter's ideas for the park, the drawings, and was willing to give the funding to create the park. And for those of you who know, Jack White is obviously Joker. There are like 4 or 5 mini games that you play, and then there's a secret office once you complete all of them. As the story, okay, I'm gonna be honest, I'm kind of happy that they still didn't have his body, the guy's body in the office, because that would have been so fucking creepy. It was a good number of years ago, so thankfully not. But as the story goes, that Joker actually paid for this guy's daughter's health care. But a problem of that is, not only was Harley a nurse, but the doctor working on her was Penelope Young. For you Arkham fans out there, she was the one from Arkham Asylum that was created just for this series, that was using Titan experiments with Bane. So obviously this woman is unethical as shit. Hell, all the unethical people are from Arkham Asylum. Yeah, actually, that's not even a joke. That's true. And the dialogue within these recordings is somewhat somber and very, it answers a lot. Like the guy commenting on Joker's purple suit, saying he could get a new one, but he got a little angry about it, but nothing like too Jokerish. Like Joker was actually able to maintain professionalism to some degree. And it's sad that it's kind of implied that Penelope Young was making the daughter look like she was better, but she wasn't. And after the park was finished, and obviously Joker had his own little tidbits added to the park, the care stopped, and the daughter died, and the guy felt alone, so he kind of ended it, and with special pills that were given to him by Penelope Young, which were obviously Jokerized, because in the final recording we can hear his sadness and then the maniacal laughter and everything. And you guys put such a sadistic story for a DLC. That's dedication, guys. That's freaking dedication. And there's also the Harley balloons that you can pop throughout the entirety. And for achievement hunters, you're going to want a guide to find them all. And the boxes. They're annoying. But overall, I do love this DLC. Playing as Batwoman, going throughout this entirety of the park, fighting the goons, going through the 3 areas to rescue cops, from the stained glass merry-go-round, to the stealth sections at the Ferris wheel, to the madhouse that's on the inside, and also giving me another jump scare. Fuck you guys for the jump scare in that. And using the technology of the at the park with the cryptographic sequencer in order to work your favor in the stealth sections. And then we get the final boss fight with Harley and Joker with some goons. And it's done great. It is done really, really well. And it is about this time, because you can kind of tell within the game, with the story, that, yeah, this is, I don't know if this is Tim Drake Robin or not. I'm not 100% sure. But it is heavily implied that after this DLC, that's where Joker paralyzes Barbara. It's heavily implied. And I'm not gonna lie, this was a great final DLC. A Matter of Family was a DLC done right. Now, my biggest gripe, but before I do that, I am going to give A Matter of Family an 8 out of 10. It's bigger than the other ones. It's more exploration. It's better area. The entire theme of this rickety old amusement park that's very precariously put. It looks like a Tim Burton movie would have done this. And that's another reason I love it. But, so yeah, I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. Everything in it is great. Now, my biggest gripe about the rest of these DLCs, this was time could have better been spent on the original idea for the Season of Infamy. Because when I first found out about it, we were supposed to have 6 villains, but we had 4. We were supposed to have Black Mask and Prometheus making his debut. People always thought that Prometheus was going to be the Arkham Knight, which I get would have been a better reveal. Or if, the Jason thing was handled differently. And I will 100% get to that in another video. But a big gripe for me is that Mark Hamill voiced lines for Matter of Family. Why? And this was a big gripe I had 5 years ago, and I still have it now. Why didn't you get him to record lines for the Season of Infamy, you idiots? Okay, yeah, I know if you don't play the game during the story and not after the story is over, you won't get Joker comments. But for those of you, for us who replay the game, and then the Season of Infamy missions appeared as the story continues, why didn't we get parts of Joker commenting during each of the missions? It would have been so fun when we're rescuing the cops from Hatter. Joker could comment stuff about how Jarvis has finally lost it. And that's saying a lot considering his choice of headwear. Something funny. With Croc in the prison cell, we could have Joker in one of the cells going, you really should have put me in here, Bats. There's no way I could have drilled out of here if it was in the sky. Although, I could have blown the whole place up. Something like that. And after we capture the villains, it would have been so funny to hear his comments. And especially with the Mr. Freeze part where Joker could have made comments that Freeze and that you and Victor kind of are the same thing, Bats. Neither one of you can hold a girlfriend so long because of your work. Something like that. And also for the League of Shadows thing, he could have made more comments about Talia. So you're willing to save her father, but you couldn't have saved her? I think you had your priorities wrong, Bruce. Like, we could have had so many amazing comments from Joker for these villains. But you chose, and also we could have had Prometheus finally being the villain. Maybe we would have to find, because Prometheus hates cops, maybe it could have been like, we find dead cops in certain areas, and Prometheus is finally, because of the whole thing, he's finally taking his full revenge out. And we finally get him. For Black Mask, We could have had him be taking the civilians that didn't get on and do human trafficking or his drug empire or something with Black Mask. Because you nixed him in Arkham Origins. This was a time for you to rectify that. But no. I mean, think about it. We could have gotten him, but then in a small cutscene, he could have gotten away. And that would bring us to the Red Hood DLC, where we finally get him. Not in the way Batman would have, but still, it would have brought things to closure. These are ideas I thought of immediately after seeing the first image of the Season of Infamy. It had the 6 villains, but then 2 of them were cut because of, what, time constraints? That's B, because we have proof that you did something else with that time and effort. I still love the Arkham games. I still do. But there were just some decisions that should have been thought of more carefully. Like, I don't know, maybe had an online poll to see what villains you wanted to see and what the fans wanted, instead of cutting 2 villains and kind of giving us 6 more of this. Okay, Matter of Family and Red Hood were good. And also Catwoman and Nightwings. But the other 2, you could have scrapped them. We didn't need them. But no. Oh my God. I was supposed to be ranting on these DLCs, not ranting about stuff that they didn't do. I can do both. So to summarize, Harley Quinn DLC, 6 out of 10. Red Hood DLC, 7 out of 10. Wait, did I say 7? I think I did. Nightwing, 6 out of 10. Robin, 5 out of 10. Catwoman, 7 out of 10. Batgirl, 8 out of 10. Oh, and I'm done. Thank you for joining me and listening to me rant about this again. And obviously, I'm still sour about the Season of Infamy. I'm always going to be sour about that, because missed opportunities that a guy like me, who has 0 professional opinions of gaming, I don't have a bachelor's degree in game design. I don't have a degree in programming. I am just a guy that understands the characters and understands a story and how it could be orchestrated. I'm just saying. And when I meet Roger Craig Smith at Fan Expo this year, I swear I'm going to try to keep my comments about the VR game on latch as much as I can. But hopefully my opinions on another Arkham Origins sequel that could be for main game, it would hopefully be happening. I don't drink. Thank you guys for joining me in this somewhat straightforward, somewhat rant-filled video. Like, comment, subscribe down below, and join me next week where I get to take a load off. And what am I reviewing again next week? Oh yeah, I once again try not to laugh at one of my favorite YouTubers. Hopefully I can get a retro Family Guy video in order to do this. And I won't be editing anything out. This is Gamer K, logging out.